Welcome back on this Tuesday. Once again, President Obama not releasing an Easter proclamation. And when asked about it, the White House simply laughed it off.
The highest Christian holiday, and you don't know if you put out a statement? Jay, come on. Was a statement? No problem.
I'm glad you're asking these key, important questions, guys. The fact is the President took his family to church in a very high-profile way to celebrate Easter. I think it was highly visible to most Americans. And he, as a devoted Christian, he believes it's very important holiday for him personally, for his family, and for Christians around the country.
Joining us right now is Pastor Robert Jeffress of the First Baptist Church down in Dallas, Texas. Good morning to you, Pastor.
Good morning, Steve.
Okay, Jay Carney just said, look, the president went to church on Easter, and, you know, he has affirmed his Christianity. He's gone on to say things like that. But what do you think about the fact that this White House has never issued an official proclamation regarding Easter, which is one of Christianity's most sacred holidays?
Steve, let's look at what's really going on here. On the one hand, we have a president who never met a Muslim holiday he didn't like, or at least wasn't willing to issue a proclamation for. And on the other hand, here he is refusing to acknowledge publicly the most important event in Christian faith, the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. And yet the White House is wondering, why do 20% of Americans believe the president is a Muslim? Well, as my kids would say, duh. It's actions like these that really make people wonder what it is the president really believes.
Well, what do you think? I mean, Jay Carney just said he went to, the president went to a Christian church on Easter. Yes. He has said he is a Christian. Do you think this was just sloppy work on the part of the White House where, you know, we probably should have done it, but we just didn't do it? Or do you think there's something else behind it?
Well, I really think, Steve, there's only one of two explanations. Either he has advisors who are telling him that it's politically expedient to ignore Christianity and elevate other world religions like Islam, and if that's the case, Republicans need to pray that those advisors stay in place through the 2012 election cycle. The only other explanation is that there's something deep within the president himself that will not allow him to issue these public proclamations about Christianity when he on Easter will issue a proclamation about Earth Day, or he will recognize Muslim holidays. I think either explanation is deeply troubling for Christians.
Well, we understand, you mentioned Earth Day. We understand that the White House did release an 8-paragraph statement on Earth Day.
Right.
And the president did make some comments, I understand, last week regarding Easter at a breakfast. And in the last year, he has recognized with proclamations a number of Muslim holidays as well. Do you think there are politics involved in this? You mentioned 2012 a moment ago.
Yes. Oh, I do. I really think the president has demonstrated a tin ear when it comes to the Christian faith. This is part of a continuing pattern, Steve. Remember, it was a couple of years ago in Turkey that at a press conference he said America is not a Christian nation, and then he was privately caught saying bitter Americans cling to their guns and religion. This is a part of a bigger, I think, problem that the president is going to continue to have with evangelical Christians.
All right. Pastor Robert Jeffress from the First Baptist Church down in Dallas. Thank you, sir, for joining us live.
Thank you, Steve.